Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Zeppelin, and we are literally just after recording the last video, the reaction to Muse Aftermath. And if you're wondering maybe why I'm a little bit more low energy and all that, I explain a lot on that video, but essentially I'm still in the recovery from COVID, and it did kind of kick my ass a little bit. So that's why nothing's been made in a while, and why I'm very slowly getting back into things. But we are here with what is essentially going to be the final song, The Globalist, from the MUSE Drones album. There's obviously the song Drones directly after, but we'll just give a quick listen to that and discuss it in this. You know, I'm treating it more of it as an interlude than a standalone song, even though I love it. I think it's great, and I saw it live. It's how they opened live, and it was brilliant. But yeah, it's been a very interesting album to listen to. I know it's taken a while for me to listen to it. I've had a lot go on the last while, and look, I'll talk more about that in the end or in the next video when I'm reviewing the Drones album. This is a very long song, 10 minutes. This is probably going to be like a 20-minute reaction or something along the lines of that. So I don't want to get bogged down too much on the beforehand. We're going to get straight into it, and we'll do the talking after. There'll be some pauses along the way, although I feel like this is getting blocked anyway. So we'll try. We're going to try here, folks, but here we go with the Muse, The Globalist from the Drones album. It's a very slow startup. It's a very slow startup. I find that the whistling was a very interesting choice to start off with. Very reminiscent of the how the sound of the end, coming to the end of their fourth album. You know, like Hoodoo, Knights of Sidonia, has those kind of vibes. Sorry, I skipped forward a little bit just because I know the whistling section. Again, I've heard this song before, and I'd need to do a pause every minute or so if I'm trying to avoid copyright, and there's no point just trying to talk after fucking a minute of whistling, you know? I hope that doesn't offend people who like the song. I like the song. I'm doing this for YouTube. I love the guitar, but I love the drums as well. It really, the pacing of it really suits. And the subtle acoustic as well in the background. It's very just feels almost marching, very Western, but very foreboding. And that's where we're going to throw our first pause, and this is going to be an incredibly quick pause because there's not much to talk about. But one thing, like, I will say is that it is such a long opening. You know, it does reek a little bit of, we're trying to make a 10-minute song, so let's make this opening last. You know, we're nearly 3 minutes in before we're getting any vocals, and you feel it's 3 minutes. You know, so I get the criticism people would have of the song, but I still really like it. I think it's a cool build up. I think you could also argue to the point of the song, given what it speaks about and everything. Everything sort of in the song, within the song, has its purpose, the intro included, but it definitely feels like the most elongated part of the entire track, without a shadow of a doubt. But let's keep it going anyway. We'll get another pause put in soon. Very cool vocals. I love that little progression they do. Okay, I'm only throwing in a pause real quick here because again, I know how it drops, but it's really cool. You know, it's subtle. It definitely, while the intro may feel elongated, as I was saying, the manner of which they do the vocals here definitely makes it feel like the song is building and the atmosphere is building, the story is building. That's all coming to a head, which is sort of what happens here. And it's a really cool guitar riff that comes in here, but of course I'll talk about that more afterwards. I just kind of like this entire opening is in service of what comes next. And I think it's really cool. Again, I know a lot of people think this song is kind of just like a B-Tech Citizen Erased. You know, it's another attempt at a really long song. It isn't as good as Citizen Erased. And I agree. But I also just really like the song. I'm a sucker for it. I'll admit it. I really like it. I really do like it. But let's continue on here. We'll bring it back just a second or two. And let it run on. The sound of that guitar is so cool. So good. Adding in the bass then. Such a cool build. Such a cool build. This bit's super cool, but that kick hits way better live than it does in the studio. And I've heard it live, so trust me on that. The way that kicks is so much better live. Okay, let's throw another pause there. I mean, the song winds down now and spends a lot of time winding down. Well, I suppose it winds down again, comes up and then goes down, but it doesn't reach that height again during it. And like, wow, it really does. That bit makes the elongated bit worth it. I mean, maybe you'd want it to be a little longer, but I think it still it maybe wouldn't have had as much of an effect if what came before it wasn't as long as that. Or it wasn't as long as it was. I hope I phrased that right. I apologize. As I said, COVID. I'm tired. I'm I'm quite tired, but no, it's really cool. I really, really like that. I like the progression. I like the vocals. I really like the sound of the instrumentation. I mean, I think the last two songs, Revolt and Aftermath, are probably the first time the whole album where I didn't mention production, because I was always raving about how cool it sounds. It sounds brilliant, yada yada yada. And this sounds amazing. Like, this wouldn't sound as good if it was recorded 10 years ago prior to this, so 15 years ago, 15, 16 years ago, because it's all based on how well they capture that guitar sound, how well the mixing is done. It's modern rock at its fullest, I think. All the benefits of what you get from rock in the modern era, I think, are on show there in terms of the production. But let's keep this going anyway. We're already 11 minutes into this reaction, so we're going to let this go, wind it down. There'll probably want to be one more pause, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on the song. Not the album, because I've got the drone song reaction and then the album review, which will come shortly after this video, so don't worry. We're doing a proper review of the album after. Very classical piano then. Typical Matt. Wears his influences all over his sleeve. Not that I know many of his influences. I'm not very well classically versed. I can just tell that they are influences. There's almost something national anthem y in it, isn't there? It's kind of hard to put your finger on it. But you might be able to let me know in the comments. I just can't, because I don't know the term. And the bass work is brilliant here as well. I'm just going to pause there because I know we kick into the last climax of the album. Oh, it's so powerful, isn't it? It's very powerful. I'm just going to pull this. This hair's been annoying me all video. Again, I'm sorry I look messy, but I'm sick, and that's my excuse. Oh God. But yeah, it's really cool. Like, it sounds amazing. It really does sound amazing. The piano playing is nice. It has a nice build up again. It sounds like this could be a separate song at this part, but the fact that it's part of the song really sort of sells the message of what this song is trying to sell you. And then because of that, the message of the album as a whole, because this song, actually talking to someone in a bar about it before, and they said that this album is just the same message in every single song over and over again with no real progression. And I kind of had a laugh and agreed with them a little bit, but this song really does embody everything when it comes to the theme of the album, and having this part at the end really does accentuate that. But let's go back a second or two here and let this play out, and then when it ends, I'll give you my final thoughts. The bass work, so good. The vocals as well, man. Top tier. God damn. Piano runoff. Awesome. Awesome. And while we talk about this song,
Shop up to 50%
well, we'll have that ad as well. Let's get rid of that. We love ads, folks. I can still hear it. I got rid of it for you because I love you guys. I'm not giving YouTube their free advertisements, bastards. There we go. Let's have this play a little bit in the background as I talk a bit about the album. Final song, Drones, because we're not really going to do a separate video on this song. So that was The Globalist. That was really cool, man. It's out of 10, I'd definitely give that like an 8.5, and I think if I was being subjective, I'd give it a 9, but 8.5 I feel is just fair. And the reason why I would say that is because it isn't quite as good as Citizen Erased, but it pushes its message really well. It's just a very cool sounding song. It has its nice little 3 sections, you know. It's not the most streamlined thing going, but it shows off how good the production is, writes home the message of the album, shows off the individual performances in all settings. You got the drumming section, the cool the guitar is, I think singing, if I haven't mentioned that already, the bass playing towards the end is just, it's something to behold, really. And then this section here that we're listening to, this Drones, how they end the album, it's actually how they open the tour before they go and play Psycho as the first song. It's how they opened that tour. It's so cool. It's a Gregorian chant, I believe. I should have got the lyrics up for this song, actually, because to this day I don't really know them, but I think it sounds wonderful. So good. But anyway, this is where we are going to end this off as this song plays. Thank you very much for watching this video and this whole series. If you've watched the whole series, I greatly appreciate it. I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It would mean a lot making the push towards partner, because of all of you guys' support with these videos over the last couple of months. Even though I've been inconsistent, a push for partner is actually possible, just like how Peter Piper picking a peck of pickled peppers is possible, because I just make sentences as hard for me to say as I possibly can. But yeah, I hope you liked. I hope you liked the video. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Make sure to subscribe, and make sure to stay tuned. Okay, because we are going to be talking about Drones, the full album, the review, and finally answering the question of if this album is aged poorly or not, and giving this album the final review and maybe a place in the overall Muse catalogue. But yeah, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.